is evidence that says, sunshine is good for the soul. I'm not sure it says it in that particular manner.
Get radio breakfast with Rich Smith.
It's Sara Southey doing things the Southey Way, of course. Morning, Sarah.
Morning, Rich. That's brilliant. I'm famous at last.
Hall of Fame, Hall of Famer. Yeah, we'll get you a star. Maybe just at the doorway.
I have one or two of those.
yeah. We'll get you one of them for sure. So I'm gonna say what I told, what we spoke about in the song.
That's hilarious.
Spooky. Yeah, and it's spooky and it's hilarious as well. So obviously this morning, we've been kind of mentioning, okay, it's Easter this week. We've been mentioning that, the weather's nice and all this kind of stuff. Sarah's been away, coming back for an amazing trip, sort of riding around the deserts of, Sahara and Morocco and what have you. And I had that feeling, and I went, oh, no, did she say she was going to be off this week? And I couldn't remember. And I was there going, oh, did she say she was going to be off this week? I can't quite remember. I was sat there waiting for Sarah to come into the Zoom conversation. I said, no. To myself in my head, I went, no, she'll be here, but she'll have wet hair.
And I do.
I mean, yeah.
You're a psychic, Rich.
It's a bit spooky that I thought that.
Or it's just that our energy is the same. We're giving the same energy, give and take. Yeah. There we are, you see.
I think we probably are. And I think, speaking of giving and taking this sort of same energy, I feel like everyone is kind of having that little bit more energy, that little bit more... sunshine filled. Look, I've accidentally worn my yellow top. You are the
yellow man.
I am the yellow man. I've got my yellow jumper on just because it's a little cool in the studio. You've got your yellow background.
Yeah, we are the weather.
Is glorious. We are representing. And
we are.
Isn't it just that simple thing of just having a nice day and a nice weekend, and then looking at I've got the weather app open in front of me.
I opened the weather app. I looked at it. I thought, is it going to stay or is it going to go back to normal?
Yeah. Look, I know that us Brits, if you will, in inverted commas, we always bang on about the weather. But when it is good and glorious like this, it's just lovely.
It does lift your spirits for absolute sure. There is evidence that says, sunshine is good for the soul. I'm not sure it says it in that particular manner, but yeah, it's absolutely a thing. And when it's a lot more hard to be positive when it's drizzle, isn't it?
I think it is. It is. And this week, especially because this normally doesn't happen. When the kids break up, it's normally a sign of the weather is horrendous, terrible. Yeah. Like May bank holidays and what have you. You guarantee.
Yeah, it's waiting for the beer festival. That's what it's doing.
the beer festival in the back garden. That's normally a good sign of when it's going to rain. But actually, just having this lovely weather and having that kind of foresight of seeing actually we can go for nice walks after work if we're still working. Maybe
I know because the clocks have done their thing. It's like.
I don't know. It feels like the year has turned a corner. It's taken 4 months, but it's turned a corner.
This is the thing, right? So we always start our new year 1st of January. I'm a real spring person, so I'm still wanting to nest in January. I still want to just get my head a little bit straight, hunker down a bit. Make sure that I'm still cocooned and nurtured, and then spring happens. And we emerge. And it really is that. I think spring for me is much more of a new year feel than January. And I think that right. Combined with the sunshine is blooming marvelous, quite literally.
Quite literally. I mean, look, the plants have got the right idea. You don't see, come the 1st of January, you don't see all the plants going, right, come on, guys, new year, here we go.
Get your clothes on.
Looking good. Everyone ready? They're going, no way.
We're just thinking about, sending a little bit of sap up into the branches.
Well, yes, aren't we all?
But we'll leave that analogy right there, Mitch.
Yeah, we will. But that's so true. This week, for example, and you've spoken about this before, and I love this sort of analogy of going. Actually, your year starts when you want to start it. It doesn't have to be a January thing. It doesn't have to be this week. This week is a prime week to try and start something because, okay, I know, it's not.
Well, we're not going to use the word try, Rich.
No, we're not going to use the word try.
So we are or we're not.
Exactly. So this week, if there's something that you've kind of, I don't know,
Toyed
had
with.
in the background. Yeah, exactly. Had in the background and kind of gone, do you know what? That'd be quite good to do that. That'd be quite nice to do that. Maybe I want to take up swimming. There's just plucking something from the air. I want to get back into swimming. I want to do this. I want to go and do it this week. Just go and do it this week. This week is a helping
good a week
hand.
as any.
But when those things, when the weather is nice like that,
it's much easier to do.
It feels like you've been given that 10% already. Do you know what I mean? It's not the be all and end all, but it kind of goes, actually, do you know what? It's actually quite nice out there. Why don't you go on, have a go. Go on. There you go.
Go on. You want to.
Exactly. So
I was going to say exactly the same thing. So there we go.
Well, I mean, don't say that because otherwise I'll do this bit on my own.
Yeah,
that.
You'd miss me though.
I would. I would. I'd never get to the point if you weren't there. Kind of. You're always whether it's kind of on Zoom and what have you, but in real life as well. Just on the shoulder there, just there, just whispering in his ear, going, "Don't say try, go and do it.
Yeah.
Go on."
People do say that to me though. That is like one of the little things. Even when you're not there, Sarah, I hear you in my head.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I love that.
That's hopefully what everyone listening now has got. They're going to go on with their week and go on with whatever they're up to, and they're going to have a little Sarah just in the background going, you said you were going to do that. Go on, do it this week. Go on,
do it.
Do it.
You want to.
There's a thought for us all. We've all got a little Sarah.
You're welcome.
I wonder if she's got the halo around her head, or if she's got the spike.
It's a little devil.
I'd imagine it would be.
Much more fun.
Way more fun. Sarah, well, it's lovely catching up with you on a bright, sunshiny day. Even better, dare I say. So, look, let's go out and be positive and do something this week, shall we?
Let's go live.
Let's go live. Well, that's a nice way to end it, isn't it? Sarah, thank you, as always.
See you next week.
Loving that. That's great, isn't it? Just make sure, just go and live. Go and do it this week. Love it. Right, of course, you can catch up with Sarah all over LinkedIn, all over Instagram as well. Just search for Sara Southey, doing things the Southey way. Healthy mind, body, and soul, ladies and gentlemen.